is Tristan with Nerdette's Newsstand, and we are finally back in the new year with our Bad Ideas segment. I have Bianca from Myself in Comics, and we are going to talk about what we're looking forward to in the new year. How are you today, Bianca?
I'm doing good. Hopefully my mic is also doing good today. How are you?
It seems to be doing pretty good. And make sure you guys check out, I will have Bianca's link in the pinned comment and in the description so you can check out her channel. She's doing wonderful things over there. And you just had your first interview. How did it go, by the way?
It was great. I was hoping for it to be like an hour, not 30 minutes, but he talks a lot and that was great. Got into that
Don't you
1 hour
love
mark
that? That's so funny.
because I feel like
I totally.
I didn't get that much questions right. So I
Oh,
just
that's
made them up
okay.
on the spot.
Dang, you're good. I had Matt Kent on, and I'm gonna release that later today. And I always make sure I have like at least 20 questions because then I freeze up and I get awkward, and I'm like, how are you? I don't know what to ask, so I always make sure. But today we're gonna be talking about what we're looking forward to in 2022. Now, we were talking a little bit behind the scenes how we were looking forward to Trial of the Amazons, and Wonder Girl got canceled, and we're all kind of hoping that it comes back. But what do you have first on your list, Bianca?
The worst person in the world.
Wait, what?
It's called The Worst Person in the World. It's about a woman's struggles from her 20s through her 30s, and it's about her struggling to find herself, that kind of story. But apparently it's been like delayed a lot.
Uh-huh.
But it's been in like what's it called? Music, not music, movie festivals or something like that.
Oh, so this is a movie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. I've never even heard of it. Oh
Me
my goodness.
neither.
Well, that sounds kind of cool. So is it going to come to theaters or streaming service?
Theaters.
Ah. Who does it? Do you know any of the people that it has in it?
No, and that's great.
I love it. I've never heard of it. Now it's something new I can check out. Do you have any idea when it actually is coming out?
February 4th.
Ooh, so soon. Very soon.
Yes.
That's awesome. Are you going to go see it in the theaters then?
I hope so. It's always I hope so. I'm like, when am I doing that time?
Right, especially with work and everything.
Yeah.
Well, I've never heard of it, but I do have one on my list that I know you've heard of, and I'm probably guessing maybe a few things are similar on our list. But first
Yeah.
off, of course, I have the Batman.
Yeah. That was
I
also on my
am
list.
so excited about, you know what, this Batman is it just me or does it feel different than the previous incarnations?
Yeah, definitely. It
I
doesn't feel like
love.
Christopher Nolan. It doesn't
Yes.
feel like a bat flick. It feels like Batman.
Yes. And I love how they're putting Selena kind of front and center. Like, I don't know how front and center, but by that last trailer we got, the Bat and the Cat one, it does feel like she's actually getting her due.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I wonder what kind of martial arts she's going to be doing.
I don't know, but she looks amazing doing it. She looks to me like Selena Kyle.
Yeah, she looks like the spinning image of was it Year Zero or Year One?
Yes, you're the Frank Miller one. Yes. I love it. I think it looks so good. And I think it's going to give us something a little bit different than we've ever had before. And when you do Batman, and Batman's been done so many times, you have to give something different. You have to.
I see everybody's talking about Riddler's costume.
It's very like Zodiac Killer, and I love it. You
I'm
like
like,
it or you hate it?
I don't mind it. Like I watched so there was a cartoon series after Batman the Animated Series, after Batman Beyond, and it was called The Batman. In that one, the Riddler had an entirely new look. He looked kind of emo-ish, but I thought he looked pretty cool. I don't think he was a fighter. He looked like he would be though. But it
Usually,
was I liked it. I liked it.
usually he's more brains than fighter to me. You know what I mean? Like he can outwit him, but
His
he can't
story
outfight Batman.
his story in that show was heartbreaking. It was
What?
so sad.
I don't even know what show you're talking about. Now I'm gonna have to look it up.
2005, The Batman. It was the animation is created by the people who did the Jackie Chan Adventures. Um, but because it's the same people, expect some amazing choreography. Meaning, yes, you are going to see Penguin do martial arts.
Oh, weird.
It's fantastic.
It works.
It works because he actually explains it. He's like, "Well, okay, listen, I learned a specific martial art, and he can go toe to toe with Batman. And there's a Joker, there's a Batman, and there's a Penguin three-way fight. It's one of my favorite fights. And then there's also Batman, Selena Kyle, and a new character called the Contortist, I think, something like that, or Ragdoll. It was one of those things, but he contorts his body. So the fight between all three of them was also amazing. Uh, I guess I'll send you a clip of that.
Oh, I just looked it up. It had 65 episodes. How have I never heard of it? The animation looks kind of like, well, just the cover of it. It looks kind of awesome.
The first opening, before they introduced Robin, they couldn't because of Teen Titans and stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's very dark. The opening is very dark, but I'm like, I love it. And then as soon as they introduced Robin, and then later Batgirl. No, I think Batgirl comes first, actually, in this one, because of the Robin Teen Titans. It becomes a more homage to the Atom, the what's his name?
Adam West.
Adam West, thank you.
I kind of got that from the logo. I wonder.
And so, like, the second and third opening, it's more jazzy and it has that pow, boom, wow, that kind of thing added to it, and I love it.
That's awesome. I'm gonna have to check it out. I can't believe I've never heard of it. I cannot believe.
But I will say that this is different from all the other Batman shows because this one doesn't focus more on Batman. This one focuses more on Bruce Wayne and his relationships. Like in here, he has like a best friend that he can tell like everything to, who's a cop. And I'm like, oh, I miss that so much.
Ooh, that's kind of cool. I'm definitely gonna check it out. So what did you have next on your list?
Batman.
Okay, all right. Well, what about The Flash? Was that on your list?
No.
Oh my.
No.
I actually, you know what? There was a lot of people, I think it was Joe Blow Movies or IGN, one of those bigger websites, did like a 10 most anticipated movies of 2022, and Flash was not even on it. Like,
really?
Yeah, like oh, what's that? The dinosaur movie. Jurassic Park was on it,
which is also on my list.
That's funny. And The Flash wasn't on it. I don't know if it's all these rumors or if it's the different looking Supergirl or if it's the Snyder Cut mess. But not a lot of people are looking forward to The Flash. Like, I'm surprised. We should be excited for a Flash movie, and it's just not there.
And that's the problem. Like, maybe don't do the Justice League first. Maybe give everybody their own individual movie first. And then you can be hyped for another movie of that specific character.
Well, and I think a lot of it also has to do with not a lot of people liked Ezra Miller's Flash.
I mean, as soon as I saw the trailer, I was like, why are you a loner? Why are you alone? This is weird.
It is weird. And it's like, he feels more to me like Wally West would feel, and he's playing Barry. Like,
yeah.
Why make him the comic relief? He's not supposed to be the comic relief. But
and that's what I had a problem with. They always want they keep wanting a Barry Allen, but they always make him into a Wally West.
There's enough Wally West fans out there to use that character. Come on, let's be real now. Like, a lot of people grew up with Wally as their Flash at this point. You can use Wally. It's okay.
He's also he's like very much like Impulse. I don't know how Impulse acts in the comics, but in the a Young Justice animated series. He is very quippy, more quippy than Wally West, and he talks very, very fast.
Yes, and that's yeah, you're right. That's exactly how he is in the comics, by the way. But
Yes.
yeah, I don't understand it. I like that we're getting Michael Keaton back as Batman. I like the idea of it, but the excitement's not there. What did you because I don't mind it. What did you think of the Supergirl costume that we've seen so far? Or Superwoman? I don't know which one it's gonna be.
Who nobody knows. Honestly don't mind it. I feel like in some, if you go to a specific angle, it looks weird because of the fake abs. I think those are
Super
fake
weird.
abs. But once you like clean it up using digital whatever, it should be completely fine.
And yeah, I wasn't sure at first if that was fake abs or if that's the thing she's like connected to fly. But I do think it is fake abs, and it's like oof. But I like it. I think she looks. I don't know. Maybe it was that video where she was so happy, and I just like want to root for her now. Like
I didn't see any video at all.
there was a video of Andy Muschietti telling her she was Supergirl, and she was crying and she was ecstatic and she was like, I just want to root for her now. I want her to do good because I saw how excited she was. But like,
Aw.
none of this, even if it's not great, it's still not her fault. It's the writing, and the writer that did the script for this is
Birds of Prey girl, right?
Yeah, Christina Hobson. Birds of Prey. What? Are you serious? Like,
this is too big of a movie for her to write.
This is you need the top tier talent. Top tier. No, pay for it. No,
should have gone Brian Hill.
No shit. I completely agree with that. Like, Brian Edward Hill's amazing, and he's so nice.
And he already has like tons of experience and everything, so I'm like, he knows how to write characters.
Oh, yeah, you get Birds of Prey hot mess. Okay, all right. So what you have next?
After Batman, it's Turning Red.
I actually heard Robert was excited for that too, so I watched the trailer, and it looks cute.
So the reason I'm kind of hyped for it is because I like animation in general, and I know this is by Pixar, so that's an automatic win. And that the woman who did it did the short story called Bao. I remember crying like in the movie theater. I'm like, why am I crying? But this is her very first movie solo directing. This is the very first female solo director for a Pixar movie.
I've never heard of Bao. It was just a short?
It's a short, like, you know, before the movie comes on, they have these little shorts playing in the movie theater. Yeah, so it's one of those. It was a well, Bao is, I've eaten Bao before, and I know they're usually Chinese. I'll just say Asian to be safe. It's an Asian story about a mom. It's a parental familial short. So you're gonna cry. She's like, she raises her son goes rebellious and all that stuff, but it's like a little doe. it's a doe boy.
Oh, that's cute. We'll have to check it out. I've seen that. Isn't that going to streaming? Turning Red?
Yes, Disney Plus, March 11th.
I may have to check
Unfortunately,
it out.
I was so sad. I'm like, no, I wanted this to be in the theaters. I was going to see it and everything.
I wonder why they changed it. Did they give an explanation?
No, I didn't even know it was going to be on Disney Plus so soon. Turds.
Right. Deserves a theatrical release. That's awesome. Your list so far is much more diversified than mine. Oh my gosh. Next, I have The Boys season 3. Totally sticking with the superhero genre. Yeah, that's pretty much what you're gonna see from me. Have you ever watched The Boys?
Yeah, I'm ahead. I'm fully caught up in everything.
Oh my god, I love The Boys. There is no I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it. There is no superhero show that is better than The Boys. None.
Invincible?
No, not even close.
Wow.
I love The Boys. Everything about The Boys was done so, but like, obviously, it is a parody of superheroes, but the writing on it, the way that they do almost every single character, whether it like, because there was some that were oh my god, what's her name? Stormbreaker, right? Stormwatch.
Yes.
She was race swapped. I mean, gender swapped. Oh my god, not the Deep. 18. No, what the fast guy? He was race swapped. All of these things that they fix, they actually fix and make better than the original comic because it was Garth Ennis. Like, it was super dark and weird and fucked up, and they improve upon every single aspect of that comic. I can't wait. I love how. I also love how kind of. I'm not gonna lie. The showrunner, I think it's Eric Kripke, trolls the news media and trolls the outrage merchants because every single season something comes out. He's like, oh, this is going to be about toxic masculinity. This is going to be about white supremacy. This is going to be about like, he trolls them every single season, and it always ends up being like barely about it. And then have you ever seen those the Vout? I was going to say Vosh, that's the YouTuber. The news things that they do that make fun of Tucker Carlson?
No.
Oh my god. They have like on there's so I'll send you one afterwards. They have
Yes.
them on there. They're like 7 minutes long. They're like, this is, and if you agree with that, you are not a patriot. You are not an American. Instead of like the My Pillow guy, they'll have like My Sheets. It's so funny. I'll send it to you afterwards. I love the way they do their marketing. It's genius. Like, honestly, it is. And I really haven't heard anybody that came out and they were like, "Oh, The Boys fucking sucks." Like,
Only in the comment sections, like, as soon as, like, they started, like, gender swapping, like, a lot of people, like, Nazi girl.
yeah, and I love. I
And
mean,
I was like, "Oh, wow, they actually made it work."
work well too. Like, I love. I was gonna say I love her, but then I'm like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say I love her because I love the actress that plays her. She does phenomenal. I will say that. I don't love her.
She did so good.
It's like, how do you work with that material? Like, you are an evil Nazi and you made it work.
And I even agreed with her in so many points.
Like, her way to do social media was, I loved it because it was so smart. Like, she was using all of her tools as somebody that came from like the early 1900s. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
you would think they would be, okay, boomer. But no, she was one of the smartest people on that set. And then I love how it makes fun of corporate media. Like, how it makes fun of not marketing, corporate marketing. How it's like, Brave Maeve, eat our soup, eat our breakfast bar and support gay rights. Like, I love how it makes fun of everything. It's one of those shows that makes fun of everything so well.
Exactly, that's why I like it so much. And I thought they're like, "Oh my gosh, she's gonna be a feminist," and I'm just like, well, let's see how this goes," and I'm like, "Shoot, I agree with a lot of her points. Oh, shoot, she's a Nazi. Why did I agreed with a Nazi, oh my god."
I know, it's so good. And I love like when it comes to, oh my god, I haven't watched it in over a year, so it's been a while. Starlight, right? Starlight.
Yeah, 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 Starlight.
And she's like, they're sitting around there at that meeting and they're talking about how it's empowering, this new outfit, it's empowering. And she's just like, how? Like, me being half naked is somehow empowering to you? Like, I love how it shows both sides of it, the fake brave side and then the person they are behind. I don't know. I think they get it right. I think they get
Mhm.
humanity in a nutshell.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I was agreeing with so much, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, this hits hard."
I know. It's so good. So, what do you have next?
I guess I'll just put these 2 together, the She-Hulk and the Moon Knight TV series.
Ooh. Yes, I forgot about those. Good call. Um, do you have one you are looking forward more to than the other, or
She-Hulk, obviously.
right? I forget her name that plays her, but she does such a good job on her. I think it was I
Tatiana?
watched yes. I watched Tatiana Maslany. I watched like when she was originally announced for that part, like a reel of her playing different parts, and she has a lot of range.
Yeah, apparently I saw I was watching a movie and then I was like, why does this little girl look familiar? And then it was Tatiana, but I believe when she was like a blonde, and I was like, yo, she's been doing this for this long. She was so small, but she was so good. The movie was terrible though.
Oh
It was a
no!
werewolf flick.
Oh wow!
The first one was so much better, but I didn't even know that people associated with what's it called? Starts with the F. We just talked about it. Uh, Feminist? No. Yeah, it had like I guess people didn't like the flick because they're like, "Oh, it has feminist undertones," and I was like,
Oh
"I
boy!
didn't get that at all." Like, this is honestly the first time I've seen a werewolf flick where it's 2 girls as the main,
Uh huh.
and they're both sisters, and, they act like typical goth loner girls. And they're like and apparently, like, changing into a werewolf was this, every month was a very symbolic to, like, having your period and everything, which I didn't get until my cousin told me, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm stupid." And then, you can transfer it, like a disease, like a virus and everything, and then which was a symbolism to, like, sexually transmitted diseases and all that stuff.
Oh.
And I was like, "Yo, that's great." And, like, you see her changing, like, every day. Like, her hair would just go big, and she would have, like, a white stripe, and then she would, like next day, she would grow, like, fangs. Next day, she would have pointy ears. Next day, she would have, like, what's it called? Claws, and then she would start growing a tail and all that stuff. Uh, I'm like, "This is really good." And, like, the fact that people hated it because they're like, "Ugh, feminism," and I'm like, "Yo, I didn't get that at all. This is some great stuff, bro." Like, how? And also sisters, like, I love movies about siblings. So having one about 2 sisters and everything was, like, so good. And then the second movie, because of the different director, butchered it.
A lot of times that stuff's in there anyway, and people don't realize it. Like the original Alien movie was like about abortion and stuff like that, and people don't realize that Swamp Thing was originally. Um, you can look at old Alan Moore interviews, and he says it talks about how it was symbolic of a woman getting her period. Like people don't realize it. It's always in there, some sort of messaging. So I really don't have any issue with that. But as far as Moon Knight, that was your other one. That's one I would say I was looking most forward to. I hope they're going. Have you ever read Jeff Lemire's Moon Knight?
No, I have never read any Moon Knight in my entire
Ooh.
life.
I
I'm
hope they're
sorry.
going like, oh no, you'll love it. It's more on the mental health side of things, and I think
Ooh.
it's interesting to have and that's kind of what they do with Moon Knight sometimes. And the one that's going on right now I really enjoy too, but it doesn't really touch on that aspect. I hope that that's kind of what they go for, because I don't think they've really ever done anything like that in the MCU that I know of personally.
I wanna say they won't do it.
Yeah, it's Disney. They're gonna go too safe.
I mean, have you seen Disney Plus's shorts?
No.
They have, like, little movies, and all this stuff. There was one that I was watching. It was about an, Chinese family, since they were speaking Mandarin. I'm pretty sure it's the mainland China. And, there was this little boy who does ballet, and he becomes friends with an older kid, and, then this little boy who does ballet has a pink backpack, and the kid's like, "Why do you have a pink backpack?" And he was like, "Because I like it." But then, like, as soon as the other kid's father sees his little boy with like a pink backpack, he's like, hey, get away from that kid, you know. And so it was talking about the issues and everything of how this little boy feels and everything. And like his father didn't want to hang out with a feminine boy,
Oh my
and
goodness.
who just likes ballet and likes pink, to the point where this father went to this kid's house to speak to the parents and complain about it. And he was like, your boy is like a little girl. He shouldn't be liking ballet. He shouldn't be liking pink. He shouldn't be making dolls. He should not be doing any of that stuff. And he said this right in front of the little boy too. And the little boy just like was about to like break down crying. And I'm like, yo, just leave the kid alone.
No kidding. Holy crap. I've never, oh
and
my goodness.
and then the dad was like, listen, I don't care. Whatever my son wants to do, I'll let him do it. I'm proud of my son,
Aw.
and you can't say anything to make me think otherwise. No matter
Aw.
what, I'm not gonna dismiss my son because of that. And it was definitely showing generations, because that father was a lot older than the little boy's father. Like, you can definitely see the age gap and
Mm-hmm.
how they think and everything. Like, he's like, which I find really weird, because in China they have this festival. I don't remember if it's every year, but it guys used to do plays. They dressed up as women too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it's so weird when they grow up and they're like, no, you're not allowed to wear makeup, you can't do ballet, you can't do theater, because it's too womanly. And I'm like, but you guys did that all the
Right?
time.
It makes
It was
no sense.
Yeah, it was like very like conservative and all that stuff, I guess. And I was like, I almost cried. I'm like, why am I almost crying? I watched it because I'm like, am I gonna make fun of it?
Right.
And so I was like, no, I am almost legit crying right now. Did not expect that.
Oh my goodness. No kidding. That's crazy. Yeah, I've never really checked out those shorts. I'll have to now.
So I'm like, if they can do stuff like that like apparently nobody knows about every time I talk to somebody, I'm like,
Right.
maybe they should advertise it more. And I think because of that, they might not add it into Moon Knight.
Yeah, they might. That would be nice though. It would be a different direction for them to head into with the series. I know kind of WandaVision talked, it was a little bit about mental health, but like that was like a bitch going crazy. This is more like, dealing with his dissociative oh my gosh, what does he have? I don't know if it's borderline or I don't remember exactly, but his post traumatic
Personality
stress.
disorder, or never mind.
Yeah. No, yeah, like borderline personality and then his post traumatic stress. All of those things they could add in. I don't know that they will, but it would be really cool to see.
I think that would also be real cool to see as a person who's never read Moon Knight. I'm sorry, I derailed. What's your next one?
I'll add them together. I've got Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League and Gotham Knights.
Nice. The video games, right?
Yes. I don't know what I think, just because I'm such a big Batman person, I think Gotham Knights to me looks better, and the original comic was phenomenal. I think it was Devin Grayson, I think, that wrote it. It was so good. It's like, if Bruce Wayne was dead, his proteges would have to take over. And I think that's what they're going for. But Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League also really like looks awesome, because we're dealing with Brainiac and the evil Justice League, and we got Harley Quinn. Like, I love Harley Quinn. So I think that one comes second. But Gotham Knights also has, like, there's so many good concepts in each of them. We've also got the Court of Owls and Talon and all of this great stuff. Like, I love the Arkham games. I would say they are 4 out of 5 of my top 10 video games ever, or at least close, like 3 out of 5. Arkham Knight is by far my favorite. So I just want, maybe I'm just like craving a new video game from Batman, but I am looking forward to these ones so much. What we've seen so far looks so fucking cool. Did you ever play the Arkham games?
No, I have one of them. It was my brother's, but I watched him play it.
Oh, it's so good. The mechanics they have on there, the storytelling, like, showing off the rogues galleries and the Arkham Asylum and what happened in the asylum, then going as far as what happened to Jason with Joker and everything. The storytelling is amazing. So I have no doubts that it'll still be amazing. It feels like Gotham Knights was supposed to originally release last summer.
Oh.
Yeah. It's been a long time coming. Like, hurry it up. We want to see these games. And then we got the one, not that it's coming out this year, but it was just announced, the Wonder Woman game. I never thought in my wildest dreams we'd have a Wonder Woman game. I'm so excited for it.
I'm so angry about it.
What? Why?
Not because we're having a Wonder Woman game, but because of how long it took. But that makes sense. We had Superman and Batman shows in like the 40s. And then, we didn't get Wonder Woman until like the 70s or 80s. So you had to wait a long time. Batman and Superman have continuously running animated shows, and Wonder Woman only had her 2009 animated movie and an appearance in the Justice League cartoons. Still not having her own show. Right. And then Batman and Superman have, mostly Batman though, have continuously had video games. Still waiting for another Superman game because it's been a long time.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But still, it's 2022 and she just now is getting a video game.
I know, but all I can think of is like God of War meets Wonder Woman, going through the different gods and the layers of hell and the way that they could do it. I think it could be like fucking phenomenal. Like, it better be. I think a lot of what that is there wasn't a whole lot of like super Wonder Woman fans. There was some, of course, but like that movie really put her front and center because it was so good, especially the first one, that finally now she's getting her due. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm definitely excited for all three of them, but this year, specifically those ones. So what do you have next on your list?
I have Ark, A-R-K. It's an animated series, but I think there's only going to be
from the video game.
Maybe. I don't know.
It's about dinosaurs and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, it's got a video game.
Oh, that's so cool. So I guess it says it's an animated series, but it looks like it just might be like a 30-minute special. Because no other, there's not, I don't see anything like more than one episode, just one episode, 30 minutes. So it might be a 30-minute episode. For people who don't know, it follows a survivor and protagonist, Helena Walker, and her initial awakening on an island with dinosaurs.
I seen the anime. I seen that. I think it was announced at State of Play, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And it should follow the games, kind of like League of Legends does. Like, don't have to know about it, but yeah, if you ever want to check out the video games, they're fucking awesome.
Awesome, I'll check them out.
Yeah, and the animation looked so good.
Yeah,
looks beautiful. Next on my list, I have Black Adam. Oh my god, I'm so predictable.
But that's fine. Being predictable is fine, though.
I am. But it looks so good. Like, we're getting a Black Adam movie. Not only are we getting, like, The Rock, who was born to play that role, we're also getting Justice League members. We're getting Hawkeye, what? Wrong series. Hawkman, Cyclone, who I love. Cyclone was one of my favorite characters in the JLA stuff from Jeff Johns. I love Cyclone. So we're getting her. There's rumor that we might be getting Ma Hunkel too. I'm not sure about that. But like, after the success of Stargirl, I didn't expect to see something including those JLA members so quickly. And it's like Black Adam, and Isis and getting that love story. I don't know if you've ever read Black Adam's love story in 52. It is one of the most like amazing stories. I love 52 anyways, but it is one of the most amazing stories, and seeing it in live action is good. I'm so looking forward to it. Like, if there is a set of characters that DC needs to utilize because people love them, but maybe not to the degree of Batman, it's the JLA characters, and we're finally seeing some respect to those characters, those like Golden Age amazing characters. I'm so excited. If you
I'm
can't tell.
excited too. It was
So what
on my
else?
list too.
It was on your list?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. See, great minds think alike. So what else did you have?
I have Morbius.
I have that too. Yeah. It just got delayed.
Again?
No, like a week ago.
Is it still having it's still coming on April, right?
Yeah, April. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so that looks fun. Like the way that the graphics were on that when he was like using like his sensory vision, you know what I mean? Like I think it's gonna, and I like oh my gosh, I can't think of his name. The guy that actually plays Morbius. He's got the band 30
Jared
Seconds.
Leto.
Jared Leto. He's like modern age, like I don't know if you've ever seen like his social media, but he clearly is trying to look like modern age Jesus, and it works so well for him. Jared Leto, and it's much better. Like that weird nightmare scene in the Snyder Cut, I would much rather see him play Morbius than a weird Joker.
Yes, definitely, no question.
Oh my god, that was a mess. Yeah, I can't wait. It's gonna be a little bit harder to do with PG-13, but of course it's Disney. They're gonna do PG-13. Like, you can't expect it to be anymore. You know what I mean? Right? Jerk faces.
Bunch of turds. So
I also have Peacemaker on my list. Now, I didn't know whether to include this or not because I am going to have a review out of the first 3 episodes of Peacemaker before this video comes out. But still, the intro of Peacemaker hit today on YouTube. I'll send it to you afterwards. Oh my god, I cannot. Like, it made me physically excited for this show. Are you going to check it out?
I wasn't interested in it.
I get it. Like, at the end of Suicide
I thought you weren't interested in it.
I wasn't until I seen the previews, and it was so good. Like, I was mad, like physically mad. Like, how can you make him redeemable? How can you? And then James Gunn guns it up and makes it look phenomenal and puts in like the one thing that I swear it's a dirty, like a cheap shot. James Gunn puts in all the best music, like not just good music. He uses music to a degree where it like every time I see it, I'm like, yeah, I fucking love this song. Now I gotta watch it. Like every time it's a cheap shot and it works. And I'm so excited for Peacemaker. I'm gonna watch the 3 episodes today. I am so excited.
I knew they were gonna change you. I'm just kidding.
I know, right? I'm anything DC, I'm like, yeah. And honestly, in the comics, Suicide Squad right now by Robbie Thompson, I will not like. I try to pump up this book because it's so good. Peacemaker's front and center where Harley Quinn would be, and it works so much better for the Suicide Squad. So I'm gonna give it a fair shot. I'm excited for it. I definitely am. So you got anything else on your list? I only have one more item.
Shoot, I have more.
Go for it. Tell me about them.
Okay, so one piece of trivia for the Batman movie. The Batsuit cowl is inspired by the Adam West 1966 Batman show.
Is it really?
I'm looking at it now. It looks the same.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look. That's awesome.
So So my next one is Sonic the Hedgehog number 2.
Oh, you're such a nerd. No, I'm just kidding. That's awesome. I have never seen the first one.
I didn't see the first one either,
Oh,
but
okay.
I am a Knuckles fan.
Mhm.
So I love Knuckles so much. So I'm like, I'm gonna watch the second movie, but I know I have to watch the first one first.
Right.
Uh, but like, and now that he's being played by Idris Elba, I'm like, yes, let's
Is he
go. But
really?
yes, and he
That's so
sounds
cool.
so good. I was like, yo, who's this voice? And then I'm like, it's Idris Elba. Yes, let's go. And another
That's
thing
so
is
cool.
that for Knuckles, he was when first introduced, he was a pretty serious character, and then later on in the games, they just seem to like dumb him down. So many
Right.
times, when there's like a series or something new coming out, Knuckles will always be like the dumb character. And this one seems to go back to his roots where he's not stupid, but he's also
Yeah, I
strong
did
enough to
get
take
that.
on Sonic. And I'm like,
Yeah.
please keep it that way. Don't make him stupid.
I
I'm
got
tired of
that
stupid
vibe from it
Knuckles.
too.
And so hopefully they keep it like that.
Yeah, definitely. I kind of got that from it too. I was like, isn't he a good guy? But then I'm like, yeah, this actually makes more sense. I didn't know it was Idris Elba though. That's pretty fucking cool,
Oh, I
actually.
will say that in his origin, he was tricked by Eggman. So it's not like he's joining Eggman, but in his origin, he is on an island, isolated, literally the only one of his kind. Um, Again, I didn't see the first one, so I don't know if they're gonna change anything
Right.
from his story, but he is in charge of the Emerald Crystal, and then Eggman's like, "Oh, hey, Sonic wants to take your crystal," and he's like, no, he's not," and so that's how it happens. So he's not bad, but he's just doing his job that he was supposed to do until he dies.
Gotcha. That makes sense. So what else you got?
Oh, I thought you said you had one more.
Oh yeah, I do. I have Saga. Saga is returning for the first time in 3 years. I am so excited. I need to go back and reread it because I'm like, I don't remember where we left off with this. Like, have you ever read anything from the Saga series?
No, but I always see it in my, comic book store.
It is, you know what? I'll send you another video. I'll send you a Danny Malt where he breaks down kind of volume 1 of it. It is basically Romeo and Juliet in space, and it is phenomenal. Like, you have a woman that is kind of like, you know, more along the lines of upper class, and then you have this like moon where Marco's from, and that's considered like, you know, the other side of the tracks, the bad area, and they fall in love, and like, it's the weirdest shit ever. I'm not kidding you. Like, you have people like having sex that have TVs for heads, like, and tits. It's the weirdest stuff ever, but it works, and it's so weird how it works. It's from Brian K. Vaughan and Pia Guerrero, but they also did Why the Last Man,
Mhm.
and they like, that's where I started to fall in love with his work. He also did Swamp Thing and some other stuff, but like anything Brian K. Vaughan touches, in my opinion, is super good. And it sounds really dumb, and it is, and I always warn people if they ever want to look into it, it is very progressive. Like, if there was ever an SJW comic, it would be this one and the Divinity and the Divine. But this is an example of one with progressive politics done very well as compared to the other. Like, this one is getting to the root in the problem of things, whereas I think it's called the Divinity and the Divine, or the something, where it's just like showing a bunch of people sleeping together. Like, this is something that actually looks into how systems work and how systems can be remade in it. But all with that, it sounds boring. It's not. It's a love story. It's amazing, and there's the cutest little baby ever with little ears. I love it. I love it. So what did you
Oh,
have? Go for it.
okay, first, I actually wanna ask, I heard it was revealed, when the new Batman animated series is coming in. Does anybody? I don't remember if it was this year or was it last year? Or next year?
I didn't know they had a date for it.
They
I knew
they
they
just revealed the date, and I don't remember where I saw it. It was on somebody's YouTube on a community post.
Oh crap, I'll look it up. Oh, I get the one from 1992. It was released in 1992. Duh, Bianca.
I'm late to the party, I know. But my next one is The Bad Guys.
Ooh, what is that? I've never even heard of it.
It is a DreamWorks film, so it's gonna be animated, and it's with anthropomorphic animals, and it's actually based on a children's illustration book. And so it's
Ooh.
about these animals who are bad guys, and they converted to the good side so they won't have to go to jail. Pretty
Oh
simple.
my, I've never heard of it, but I do want to say that it's coming out in 2023, but they just added Ed Brubaker. Are you fucking kidding me? This is going to be amazing.
That's the one I saw, and I was like, "Wait, that's not the one I need. I need to know the freaking date, not this Baker guy."
Oh my god. Ed Brubaker is amazing. Like, I don't if you've ever read Reckless, or he's done Batman, don't get me wrong. His Batman is phenomenal, but he does he's done Criminal, he's done Reckless, he's done Daredevil. Like, Ed Brubaker being on this just means it's going to be fucking phenomenal. He did the Batman, the Man Who Laughs. I don't know if you've ever read that one. It's a Joker story. It's so good. Yep. This is that's just really good news. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, alright. So I was like, you wanna talk, I'll let you talk."
No, that just he
Excitedness.
did Gotham like there's so much. That's a really good sign.
'Kay, the other one is the Northman. Sorry.
I've never heard of that one either. You have all these like amazing things. I don't maybe I'm too focused on reading or something because I what is the Northman?
Viking movie.
Ooh, that
So, like, my brother and I, we like Viking stuff sometimes, so that's definitely something that we're both interested in.
that's awesome. I'm not a huge like Viking person, but every once in a while I can handle it.
You say I can handle it like it's something bad.
I know. I'm very like when I say I'm a creature of habit, I am truly a creature of habit and I'm really bad about it. I need to kind of diversify. My diversifying is reading like indie comics or watching Jupiter's Legacy or something. That's ridiculous, but it's the truth.
And that's fine. Completely fine.
Did you have anything else?
Yes.
Go for it.
My next one is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
I'm so dumb. I forgot that one. Good one.
The reason I wasn't gonna watch it because I didn't really like the first Doctor Strange, but as soon as I saw, Sam Raimi as the
Mm,
director, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna watch it now." And
I
the reason
love
is
his Spider-Man.
because yeah, I realized I was just watching a video last night, and it was called, Sam Raimi Can't Stop Putting Horror Elements in His Movies, and then it was like a 7-minute video, and I'm like, "That's why I wanna see Doctor Strange too." When he adds in random horror elements, it's just so good, like, when you're a kid and you're watching the first Spider-Man and you see Green Goblin, it was just so scary.
It was like menacingly scary.
Yeah, and so I'm like, I wanna see what he's gonna do, and also since for, like, Doctor Octopus, since he was, like, really into not, like, CGI-ing the effects and
Mhm.
actually using, like, an animatronic, or it's I don't think it was animatronic. I think people were just, like, moving it, the
Right.
tentacles, but, that's something I like, and I'm like, "Ah, I want him to do something like that in this movie," so, that's what I'm hoping.
Oh, that sounds yeah, I seen the trailer for it and it looks good. I liked the original though, so I was gonna check this one out anyway. I am curious how they're gonna introduce America Chavez. I'm curious about that.
Me too. Is don't
She's
be
really
cringe.
young.
Like a kid young?
Yeah, like the actress that plays her is like 14.
They can do the recent America
Yes, that's
Chavez
what I was
origin.
thinking. I was wondering if they kind of did that on purpose for not only that, but then she can kind of grow with the MCU. Like as she naturally ages, she can become a more mature superhero.
And a likable one.
That's right. What else you got?
I'm sorry, I'm still having my breakfast.
You're totally fine.
Jurassic World, Dominion.
With Chris Pratt, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen it. I've seen the first one, I've seen the old ones, but I haven't seen any of them. I like the old
barely
ones.
saw the older ones. I remember seeing the first one when I was a kid, and then I had nightmares.
Oh my gosh, you poor thing.
I thought dinosaurs existed still.
It was so good though. Like the way that they did it. I need to watch them. I know that I've heard that
Clever girl.
Good. Didn't they leave the island or something now at this point?
In the Chris Pratt ones?
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't think I saw the second one.
Now you got to go back and watch that one before.
No, I don't have to if I don't want to.
You're so funny. All right, what else you got?
Nope, by Jordan Peele.
Nope.
Did
Jordan Peele, is he the one that did that like
Get
doppelganger
Out?
movie? Yeah, Get Out. Okay. Oh, I like his stuff.
Yeah, I have not seen any of his movies yet.
Get Out was you'd enjoy. It's very, very like clever. That's the way I'm gonna put it.
Mm-hmm. And I like how I was like, I didn't even know he was releasing a movie this year, and then I'm reading about it, and it says, typically little is known about Jordan Peele's next horror project, but what we do know is awfully enticing. It starts Get Out, Daniel, blah, blah, blah. So it's talking about the actors.
Right.
Portions were shot in 65 mm IMAX film. I have no idea what that means. And it's likely to be one of the biggest franchise releases of the summer. So basically the opposite of Nope. And so I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah. I love a good horror movie. The last one I seen was Malignant. That was so good. I love James Wan stuff.
Oh, that was James Wan?
Yes, he does such a good job. The what are they called? The Conjuring one? Oh my god, I love James Wan. He did Aquaman too, which is amazing that he can go from such a horror background to superheroes. Like
Same
that's how I found him though. What's that?
I still have to see Malignant. That's Sam Raimi's the same.
Yeah.
Sam Raimi, since he also did horror, but he just went to superhero films. There is some horror elements in Aquaman too, I believe.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too. So I'm curious to see. I don't think that I didn't have that on my list. I don't think that does that release this year? I think that's next year.
I think it was this year.
Okay, well, totally added that to my list, even though
I won't watch it.
I probably will sail the high seas for that just because.
Understandable.
Yeah, it's got Amber Heard in it. Yeah, so it just can't support that. So what else you got?
I have a lot more. Okay, so we have The Woman King. The Woman King is a historical era about West African kingdom of Dahomey. We have Viola Davis. She's going to be in it. And
I love her.
She plays the commander of an all-lady military unit. And
good role for her.
Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I like historical films too. So that part, I'm just like, yeah, I'll watch it.
Yeah, no kidding.
Plus,
I like Viola Davis. She's one of those women that walk in the room and just demand respect. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
she's got that presence about her. I like her a lot. Keep going.
I don't know. Has there ever been an African historical movie in the movie theaters before? But something like this, not like anything to do with slavery.
I don't
like a Harriet Tubman movie or something like that.
I'm sure there has, but nothing that I'm super familiar with that I would know right offhand.
Me
Unless you can.
neither. That's so weird. I'll just look it up. So next one, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1.
Oh yeah. See, you have a good list. I forget these things. That animation looks so cool, and they have Spider-Man 2099. Hell yeah.
Yes.
Gwen's so fucking cute too. I love her.
I love her too. She's so likable. But
Yes.
like all the Gwen Stacy's in I guess the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man was the one where she wasn't likable, but she was just there.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, that's the girl that played that part was the one in Jurassic Park, the redhead.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty funny. Yeah, but yeah, I forgot about that one. Good list. Keep going.
Disenchanted.
Is that Enchanted but the opposite? The
Yes,
princess?
it's number
Okay.
2. Mhm. So, Amy Adams, who plays, Lois Lane, and she plays the main girl in Enchanted, she is directing this movie,
Ooh, so she's
Disenchanted.
not gonna be in it?
She is.
Okay.
She's gonna be in it, and it's just gonna be, like, just I guess I don't know if they're gonna make it darker, but, Disenchanted, I don't know. So, I'm excited about that since she's, like, very into this she's promoting it a lot on her, like, Instagram and everything, trying to do her best, so I'm like, "Okay, let's see how well you do."
Yeah, no kidding. I liked the first one. It was really cute.
I did, I liked it too. Also, the actresses for Cinderella and, Sleeping Beauty who did the voice, in the cartoon were also there as cameos.
Oh, that's cool. I like
No,
when they
not
do
Cinderella, Snow White is what I meant, I believe.
I like when they do stuff like that though.
I do. I was like when I recognized them, I was like, "I'm crying."
That's awesome. Keep going,
And
keep going. I
one
like
more.
knowing these things.
I have one more, just one more. Okay, the last one is going to be, um, Dragon Ball Super, superhero movie.
Not an anime, a movie, right?
Anime movie.
No, I know, but it's like not a show, it's a movie.
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Is it something that is like following the series, I'm assuming?
Since it has the name Dragon Ball Super, I wanna say yes. This might actually be their second canon movie.
Mhm.
The first one was Broly, uh,
Oh, okay.
and I really liked that movie so much. The CGI effects were really good. Sorry, excuse me.
Is this a
And
movie that like cuz I know with Demon Slayer they released it in the theaters and stuff. Is this one that will go to theaters or is this a streaming service?
it says theater release.
I like when they do that because I like when it drives me crazy that people don't take animation near as seriously as live action. So I feel like when they get more out, like, you mentioned Miles Morales in this one, when they get more out like that with animation in the theaters, people start to see it as something to be taken seriously. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I like
My
that they're
father
doing that.
loves Dragon Ball, so he's gonna be excited for this one.
That's awesome. I've never seen an episode or anything about Dragon Ball.
Not even the original? Or the one
No.
that came out in the 90s?
Nope. I didn't watch TV. I'm telling you,
Oh,
I have no idea. I know nothing about it.
all I
I
had to
know they
do was
like
watch
go Super
TV.
Saiyan. The most I've seen about Dragon Ball is that I don't know if you've ever seen it or not. It's where they rap the rap battles that they did with Superman. That's the most I've ever seen of
Oh,
Dragon Ball.
epic rap battles of history.
Yes, I love those, and it's so funny.
I
Superman
love them
totally
so
won.
much.
That's awesome.
So I will say that for Disenchanted and the Dragon Ball Super, there is not a specific release for it, but it's what's it called? It's people are having a hypothesis that it's going to be released this year.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
I did hear that they wanted to release the Dragon Ball Super this year, at least. But I don't think there's a confirmation yet that they will, especially with COVID and Japan being really bad.
Well, and I know Disenchanted was announced at the Investor Day. So I'm assuming they wouldn't announce it way too far ahead of time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that does make sense. That's awesome. Your list was so good.
Your list was also good, though.
Oh, I'm so
Oh,
excited.
one more.
Oh, go for it.
So this is going to be a video game. This is an indie video game, and because it is an indie, it does not have a specific release because it's not crowdfunded, but they get their money from Patreon.
Oh,
And
okay.
it is almost near their goal. They need 45,000. They're at 41,000. Paralive is like, think of something like The Sims, but because they're inspired by the Sims games, but I guess more detail has been put into it, a lot more love. Instead of the Sims characters being 3D, there it is more 2D, and you can actually be extremely specific with how your character looks. Like, apparently you can add height on there, and apparently that's something everybody wanted in the regular Sims games.
Right.
That wasn't, and I'm like, I didn't even know that. And I played Sims forever. Like, you can do stuff like build actual things. And then
Ooh.
for something like cooking, you got to get the specific ingredients for the cooking and all that stuff. And so, like, it's beautiful, the details they put in the backgrounds and everything, and I'm like, yo, this is love, this is life. And I'm just like, my cousin told me about it. She's like, heard of Paralive? And I'm like, oh gosh, this is gonna be a rabbit hole for me. And it
I
is
love
now.
The Sims. I love The Sims. I might have to check it out. Like, Sims, I wish it wasn't so time consuming because I end up spending way too much time. Like, I'm like, oh, my Sims need
Yes.
this. My Sims need that. I fucking love that. Was my first game I really fell in love with. And I might have to check it out because I didn't even know that there was, you said it was indie, so I've never even heard of it. I haven't played. Sims is so good. Let's be real. It's so fun to fuck around with.
I need The Sims 4.
Oh, I have it.
Oh, you're a turd.
I haven't played in forever though. I really need to get back to it, but I get so addicted. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's super. I can't stop playing. And now I see the look of this game. I'm like, what are you doing to me?
I actually had to delete it off my phone because I was spending way too much time on it. Like, I haven't had it on my phone for a very long time just because I'm like, I know once I get it, I'm going to be like, it's all encompassing of my time.
Mm-hmm. I will say that one thing I did like from the videos that I've seen them put the work on, uh, the makeup that you are able to put onto the character you create, so much better than in The Sims. The Sims look
Oh,
like a
good.
person has like freaking ugly makeup and they can't put it on themselves. For
Yeah.
this one, it's beautiful. It's fantastic. And my cousin was like fangirling about the shadings and everything. And I'm like, I don't know what that is, but okay. And so I went to my artist friend and I'm like, okay, so she's talking about shading and all this stuff. And she's like, no, she's right. This is the most beautiful shading I've ever seen. And I'm like, really? Wow.
That's awesome. That's so cool. I love The Sims. It's so good. I might have to check it out. So thank you so much for coming on, and we are finally back to our show. And yeah, make sure you guys hit subscribe and like, and check out Bianca's wonderful channel. And I would plug our stream on Sunday, but again, it'll be afterwards. So yes, make sure you guys check that out. And yeah, thank you so much, Bianca. Is
You're
there anything you wanted to
welcome.
add before we go?
Um, if you are subscribed to me, I will let you know beforehand because I can't do community posts yet. I am going to be actually making an anime music video. Um, and the music is going to be from my brother, who is an indie metal artist. Uh, of course, once it comes out, I'm gonna be putting his info in and all that stuff because I want to support my bro. And once that is done, I will be shortening it down to probably like a minute and 30 seconds as my intro. So look forward to that. And I will never make one ever again because this is so time consuming.
That's awesome. I can't wait. Yeah, and you don't have community posts yet, so when you get it done, I'll share it on mine so you can other people can know too. So
Yay.
yes. Make sure you guys check out Bianca, and we will see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Bye.